the education thing came to my head, and combining both, when I got an opportunity to get enrolled as an instructor in the Army Educational Corps, my desire to what you call don a uniform. Brigadier Vinod Kumar was my commandant. He said, Rajeev sir, congratulations, you have been bestowed with the Army Chief's Commendation on this. Oh, it was a surprise to me. I said, sir, what is it? Like, thank you so much. It is your blessing only, I said. So I never expected.
Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, the podcast by Directors Institute World Council of Directors. We are here to explore what it takes to lead with excellence, shape industries, and leave a lasting impact. Today, we have the privilege of speaking with Mr. Rajeev N, a true leader in the world of education and administration. With over 30 years of service in the Army Educational Corps and in senior roles at prestigious academic institutions, Mr. Rajeev has earned recognition for his outstanding contributions, including the Chief of the Army Staff, which is the COAS Commendation. From shaping the leadership skills of military officers to overseeing academic administration at Presidency University, Mr. Rajeev's journey is one of dedication, discipline, and transformative leadership. In this episode, we'll uncover how his unique experiences in the military and education sectors have shaped his approach to leadership, governance, and professional development. Mr. Rajeev, welcome to FaceTime with Leaders. We are excited to dive into your wealth of knowledge and experience today.
Thank you, Priya, that with generous words from you, I am delighted to join you at this particular session of FaceTime with the Leaders. This is a wonderful initiative from the Directors Institute, and I'm sure that such episodes will motivate people around the globe, and I'm sure we will have a nice session today. Thank you for having me in this session.
Absolutely. So I'm looking forward to a very insightful conversation. So let's get straight to it. Mr. Rajeev, you've had such an impressive career from your time in the Army Educational Corps to leading at Presidency University. To start, could you share with us what inspired you to pursue a career in education and leadership? And along the way, what were some key challenges or turning points that really shaped your journey? We'd love to hear from you.
Oh, then I have to take you back 1988, something like that, right?
Yes.
During my college days, I was an NCC cadet, and
Right.
and I was a senior officer, and I represented Kerala and Lakshadweep Directorate in the 1985 RD, and that passion for that uniform was there. But after graduation, when I joined B.Ed, I mean the Bachelor of Education.
Yes.
So the education thing came to my head, and combining both, when I got an opportunity to get enrolled as an instructor in the Army Educational Corps, my desire to what you call don a uniform and my passion for teaching both came together, and there I joined there as an instructor. Ever since that time, this concept in my mind that we are combination of body, mind, and spirit now. So the hardware and software combination, body is actually hardware and software combination. So the modification of behavior is the real task of teachers, right? Education, what you call the Swami Vivekananda said, the manifestation, education is a manifestation of the knowledge already in man. So all the concepts of having the field of education, I was very passionate to teach. Being a teacher is a leader. All teachers are leaders in a particular manner.
In a way, yes.
Yes. So I always focused on behavior changes in people. So naturally, lead by example was my philosophy, and I did my best wherever I was posted, wherever whatever I was given. So lead by example, and uh, what you call, when you convey this message to your people audience and the people around you, that you mean business and you mean to serve them in some way or another, so that will truly inspire them. You know, a normal teacher teaches, a great teacher inspires. So I always wanted to be an inspirational teacher. So that is why I joined Army Educational Corps, fulfilling my desire for wearing a uniform and teaching. Okay. So along the way, I have done, to the extent it is done very well. So in 2015, I got this recognition you mentioned, Chiefs.
Yes, the commendation.
That after that, after my post retirement, 2017, I got superannuated, and then again I joined the military school, Bangalore, for some time. After Corona, then I got an opportunity to join Presidency University, but in the administrative. But being with the system of education system, I was very thrilled, and I joined not as a faculty but as a facilitator.
Understood.
You know, as a teacher, I know what it really means, that every system should be perfect. In a way, when teacher comes to the class, every system should be perfect. The teachers are expecting that, the students are expecting that. So keeping this is one of the great challenges as far as education administrators are concerned. So I am enjoying it. That is how it is.
Right. Mr. Rajiv, for those who are unversed or who are not really aware of, the Indian military and its different corps that are there. So the Army Education Corps, I just wanted to ask, your role, were you in the Kendriya Vidyalayas? Were you overseeing the Army public schools, or were you looking at higher educational institutions like the IMAs or the OTAs? Were you looking at those? I mean, could you just share what your role was like in the Army education?
Slightly different from what you really understood.
Okay.
Army Educational Corps is established to support the educational requirement of regular Army personnel, including officers and personnel below officer rank. But certainly army school and military schools have some relation with our corps, because in the higher level, that societies are somewhere, it is controlled by army education senior officers. Okay. Correct. So with that, I tell you, almost 30 years I said no. Okay, I served in the Army Education Corps. I was there with part of the Department of English, Army Education Corps Training and Training College and Center, which is located in Pachmadi. And there we conducted many special courses, including English language teaching for courses for friendly, so officers from friendly foreign countries. Some regular courses for teachers of English. That institution being an autonomous college, that under Barkatullah University, some university courses were also run. So I was specialized in English, and I was imparting that particular kind of training for all these special courses.
Understood. Understood. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification and also sharing such a powerful moment in your journey. And I can imagine what you shared with us, how you started off, love for the uniform, love for education and pedagogy, and how that would shape your leadership approach. Mr. Rajiv, your role as the senior manager in academic asset management at Presidency University is a critical one, understandably so. And with your extensive experience, I'm sure you've made some key decisions that have left a lasting impact. What would you say are some of those decisions that you believe not only set the foundation for excellence at the university, but also serve as a guiding model for the other educational institutions aiming to truly elevate their standards?
In any education institutions, the central activity is actually teaching learning process, right? So when the administrative part is actually supportive of this core activity. So being the teaching learning process, being the centric activity, the administration always supports it. As a teacher, I can understand when I go to a class with preparation for 40 minutes and with the slides, with the other things. And if I find that if power is not there, electricity is not there, and the Wi-Fi other thing is not working, if that sound clarity is not there in the classroom for playing a video, all these things, it upsets my entire plan, right? So as a teacher, I know it. Now on the other side, now I'm standing, I am trying to alleviate all these such of minor distractions in the classroom, so that a teacher comes, because students are ready, the teacher comes, and that 40 minutes or 1 hour, whatever the session is, that should go seamlessly. Yeah, without any hiccup. So I have made this always my point, that the team, the supporting team, are always motivated and made this they communicated this fact, that we are here to support the teaching learning process. So subsequently, we have formed the teams to different shifts to ensure that all these things are checked timely and uh, made available to the students and teachers on time, so that the thing is run properly.
Right. I actually appreciate that, where attention is being paid to different factorials, and especially, logistics or technology, which have become, as an educator myself, I really appreciate, your approach to alleviating some of the problems that could hinder the smooth running of a class. So, yes. And I can see how those decisions have really shaped the university's path. Mr. Rajeev receiving the prestigious Chief of the Army Staff Commendation is no small feat. It is a recognition of extraordinary dedication and leadership. And I'm sure it must have been a deeply humbling moment for you. How did this honor shape not just your career, but also further influence your leadership philosophy moving forward?
Very nice question. Actually, the commendation came unexpectedly to me in 2015, January 14th afternoon, uh, January 15th being the Army Day.
Yes.
On 14th, one day prior, they announced all these awards and all, right? Like in the previous day of January 26th, Republic Day, such main national holidays and national days only, they announced this. So I was addressing a group of foreign students in the class. I got one of my attendants. He came running and came to me, telling me that Commandant is on the line, sir. He wants to speak to you immediately, urgently. Uh, I firstly said, tell sir that I am in class. Normally, I do not leave class for any reason. And then he said, no, it is important. So I went there, and he said, Brigadier Binod Kumar was my commandant. He said, Rajeev sir, congratulations, you have been bestowed with the Army Chief's Commendation on this. Oh, it was a surprise to me. I said, sir, what is it? Thank you so much. It is your blessing only, I said. So I never expected. It was whatever paperwork they did, or whatever resulted in this. So that came as a surprise. But now I was thinking that big awards are normally given to people with who chases it and all. I never chased it, so I never expected in my life such. Understood. So what happened? Then I got convinced that it is not like that. In some story I have read, there is some one saying, God sees the truth but waits, something like that. This sentence is coming up to me now. So now that time I got convinced that, okay, even if you the karmanyena varas maphaleshu katachana, that is there in the Gita, no? So you do your work without thinking of the result. So that also works, actually works. I was always focusing on my work not to show anybody,
True.
but to make it humanly perfect as possible. So I got convinced that okay, you keep on working, somebody will recognize, and that actually convinced and reinforced my belief that I should put my best, and that is how it is happening. That is how I am. That is how my journey is, and that is how
Right.
it will be in future also. Yes, thank you.
Right. So you basically, I mean, it's important, I think, for our listeners also out there, what Mr. Rajeev very eloquently put forward, that validation should not be sought only externally. You may get validation, you may not. I think you should be comfortable enough, like, and not seek out awards or recognitions. If it comes your way, great. If people around you understand, great. But then it's also, I think, wins and successes along with failures. I think they should not, a person should not get carried away, basically, and just
Correct, correct,
continue
correct.
working with no expectations. Right. It's clear that moment really shaped your leadership approach. And moving forward, Mr. Rajeev, having contributed to respected military educational publications like The Educationist and AEC newsletter, it's clear that you understand the power of effective communication. How do you believe creative content plays a crucial role in leadership, particularly within the education sector? And beyond just information sharing, how has it influenced the way you inspire and lead others?
Communication is the a real thing wherever, not only in the education system, anywhere. If the communication is clear,
True.
the result will be faster. There should not
True.
be any ambiguity in what your mission is. And if you are a leader, you should communicate to your subordinates clearly what your mission is, and what is your vision, so that they are all are in one page. Okay, so communication is the most important thing especially in a teamwork. If you want the team to succeed, the communication should be perfect. Otherwise, all the delays of getting clarification, this and that, everything. With respect to education, uh, all the stakeholders must have the same vision and mission. This should be communicated to each other clearly. Why we are doing this? What are the steps to follow in achieving these results? And if the parents, teachers, educators, the administrators, if they all are really properly communicated the vision and mission, the go gets smoother, right? That is what our publication you mentioned about publication. Yes, specific publication for specific groups. It should address the concerns and the discussions happening in the same environment, so that all are in one page, and that is the power of communication. Yes, it is required.
It really is. And you talked about in your response about the mission and the vision. And I think oftentimes what happens is usually educational institutions come up with a very impactful vision and mission for their school or educational institution. But along the way, the members of the school and all the stakeholders tend to forget. So I think it's important to revisit the vision and mission regularly to know what the end goal is, so thank you for mentioning that in your response.
Correct. The people sometimes make this vision and mission statements and all just for the sake of academic requirements. Some statutory bodies ask for, UGC, that NAC report and all. You have to mention this, and all of a sudden you have to submit a self-study report, and it's mandatory to have a vision and mission. Otherwise, many schools and colleges actually they do not have somebody, especially in private colleges, and they come up with an idea of establishing an institution. The service element is there to teach people and all, but this vision and mission things are done when it is statutorily required for some reason. Otherwise, people do not think about it even. I understand. I have noticed this. Yes.
Yes. Right. That's a very important point you brought up. And Mr. Rajeev, you've clearly had a profound impact in your field. And with your extensive experience, I'm sure you have some exciting visions for the future. Now, looking ahead, what are the next big goals or aspirations you have, both for your personal growth and in terms of the boardroom? How do you see yourself influencing key decisions and shaping the strategic direction of organizations moving forward?
Wonderful question that way. Looking forward, I said that I did my B.Ed in 1988, right? So ever since with the specialization of teaching of TOS English. So pan India, when you see it, the teaching of English across, I mean, India, throughout India, it is not uniform. And you know the LSR, listening, speaking, reading, and LS and W, right? Listening and speaking. Some part, most of the schools, we are training students to read and write only.
That's it.
That's it. Listening and speaking. The thing is that listening and speaking correlated, and reading and writing. Even those who do not know how to read and write can speak a language and understand a language. You go to any village, good speakers are there. बुढ़ा लोग वो है, पंचायत का जो है वो पंचायत का जो भी हेड होता है, तो अच्छा भाषण भी देंगे. Maybe he is unfit in the way he does not write or read. Right?
Yes, he may not be literate. Yes.
Yeah, we call it literacy, writing, reading ke upar hai. But the thing is that I felt that is important that we should give importance to all the skills, listening, speaking, reading, as well as reading and writing. So with that, when I was in the Department of English, actually we used some Cambridge prepared materials also, that KET, PET, and all those levels. We procured so much of materials, and LSRW, taking care of LSRW things we administered. And because international students were there, so we wanted to have international standard and all. So in my mind, actually, I want to establish an organization where personality development and this Center for English, something like that. It is there, my personal wish. But here, presently, why I boarded this course is because sometimes I feel that there are many places where I can be influential in getting the right decisions, so that at least I can give my peace of mind, so that policy making can be influenced in a positive way. So I think having this independent directors certification will pave a good opportunity for me, and I'll be able to serve the society. It is rather than getting some appointment. I really want to be influential in the society. I want to give my best to the society. That is why. That is how I joined this. That is my aspiration. Is so the time the energy is there, I have to radiate.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's a fantastic outlook, Mr. Rajeev. I love hearing about your aspirations for the future, and it's clear that you have a strong sense of purpose. As institutions are becoming more conscious of their impact, integrating ESG from your experience, how do you believe incorporating ESG values can not only enhance the ethical framework of educational institutions, but also positively shape their social responsibility towards students, staff, and a wider community?
Good. See, the ESG concept as we see it these days, formally being discussed everywhere, but the earlier schooling also, we always imparted in some form the social responsibility factor, and ethos to be followed, how we should be useful to the society, what all things should be done. All these things are imparted through moral stories and social. Uh, we have been doing that, but only recently this ESG concept came as a separate entity, and institutions are very serious, concerned seriously about these things. So when I say that almost knowingly or unknowingly, responsible citizens, global or Indian, or for the, any matter, for that matter, any people, those who are responsible, they are doing knowingly, unknowingly good things to the society, right? Social impactful things. In the, I mean, in our university itself, if I see, we have almost 100 acres of land and full greenery. And our visionary chancellor, Dr. Nisar Ahmed, is very particular to have the campus full green. And you will love to see our campus. I ask you to visit this. And see, the environmental side, all rain harvesting, multiple rain harvesting, all replenishment of bore wells. All these are key things we give importance to. And
wastewater management.
Energy conservation. We have put out movement sensors so that the electricity is not used when it is not really required.
Right.
In labs, in staff rooms, in classrooms,
corridors,
wherever it is possible, in corridors. If nobody is there, light switches off automatically, right? So, and we have the CSR content. We have tactile paths for disabled, blind students, and we have electric cards for any people having some disability, everything. So we take care of each and every aspect of ESG in the campus. So knowingly or unknowingly, some institutions are doing. It is good that this discussion is there very vigorously in the environment. People should be educated so that the energy can be channelized and resources can be pooled to further the cause.
Right. And whatever you talked about the campus and everything, I think a lot of conscious planning and a lot of foresight went into during, planning or the architecture and the design and the construction went into constructing the university. That's my understanding.
Thanks to our Chancellor, Dr. Nisar Ahmed.
Right. It must be a pleasure having such a lovely workplace. So, and I absolutely agree, Mr. Rajeev. It's inspiring to see how ESG principles can truly reshape, the educational landscape and build a more stronger, more responsible community. So thank you for sharing that.
Moreover,
yes, please go ahead.
All these students are part of this institution. They see how things are going, right? When they go, because 20,000 plus students are studying there, and all of them are getting the feel of this care, ESG care. So naturally, when they go out as professionals, and I'm sure that they will spread this idea and they will implement. Yes.
True. They'll pass it forward. Yes. Absolutely. Correct. Right. As we near the end of the interview, Mr. Rajeev, and clearly through our conversation thus far, someone with such an extensive background in education and leadership, I understand you've recently joined Directors Institute. How has your experience been so far, and what motivated you to become part of this esteemed institute?
Firstly, as I mentioned earlier, as a response to your question, I wanted, as part of my aspiration, I want to be an influential person at the right place so that I can still contribute to the educational system.
True.
That is how. When I saw your institutes, I attended that webinar. I found that good team. I do not take any names, but the very professional team with an intention to fill the gap. As I said that there are gaps. Your team has identified a gap that good board creative and valuable board members should be there to contribute to the on enrichment of the boards. So once the boards are enriched with qualified and passionate people, I am sure that the overall environment of the corporate sector what you call improves itself, and naturally we are going to contribute to the economy of the global economy and Indian economy, surely. So when I saw this dynamic team, I I said, okay, this is what I was searching for. I am very delighted and excited to go through this content completely, and hopefully I'll be a wiser man, right? I'll become.
Always.
Yeah,
There are no downsides to learning at
yeah,
any time in life, I think.
yeah. Thank you.
Yes. And that's really inspiring, Mr. Rajeev. It's clear how passionate you are about aligning with such an impactful organization. Mr. Rajeev, today's conversation was one that I was really looking forward to. It's not very often that I get to interview, leaders from the education sector. And from our conversation today, it's clear that you are an agent of change on a much required need and a much required need of the hour for many issues that plague the education sector. And I'm glad, it's very heartening to know that there are leaders out there who really want to make an impact and make a difference and make a change. So it has truly been a privilege to have you on today's episode. Your journey from your distinguished career in the Army Educational Corps to your leadership role in shaping educational administration has been nothing short of inspiring. So thank you so much, Mr. Rajeev, for sharing your wealth of knowledge with us today and for giving our audience such valuable insights into the future of leadership and education. So, Mr. Rajeev, once again, thank you for being with us on FaceTime with Leaders.
It has been a wonderful experience for me to interact with you, and I am delighted to have this opportunity.
Likewise,
Thank you.
likewise, Mr.
My
Rajeev.
regards, my best wishes to the entire team. I look
Thank
forward
you.
a good association. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to all our audience out there, it's episodes like these that remind us why leadership truly matters. If you've enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to follow us so you don't miss out on future episodes packed with inspiring stories and powerful leadership lessons from some of the brightest minds in the industry. Until next time, remember, leadership is not just about making decisions, it's about making a difference. Stay inspired, stay driven, and keep leading the way. This is Priya George signing off. Take care.